So this stretch is in a position called 90-90. So I have 90 degrees of my knee here, 90 degrees with my back leg. So it's going here, and there's 90 degrees bend in this back leg here as well. So there's 90 degrees everywhere. I'm aiming to sit up here, and it's a good test of how more open your hips are becoming over time. So hip flexibility generally opens up, especially very tight, opens up slowly. So we don't want to force things too quick. And we're looking at a long-term goal here. The more mobile your hips are to a certain degree, and it must have strength with it too, it really helps problems with the feet, with the knees, the lower back, even the support of the rest of the posture as well. So here for me, I need more work. I'm quite tight in my hips. I'm flexible in most places, but not my hips. So here I have to fight myself to stay up. So I'm gonna pop one hand on here to help me sit up more. So I'm gonna bring my hip more over this way. I'm gonna reach out with my opposite hand, reaching forward as if I'm literally reaching for something just out of reach. And from here, I start to put more pressure through this leg. So I push this leg down through the ground, aiming to get the navel towards the calf here. So I'm not trying to bend here. I'm keeping my back straight as I can without doing this. Navel towards the calf, and I'm reaching out there. And I'm pushing the leg into the ground, and I'm aiming to support myself with all my muscles in both legs, with the idea of being able to not have to use that hand. And I come back, so I'll do 5 seconds of that. We'll do that again. I'm going to not use this hand this time. I'll reach out with this one. I'm pushing my knee into the ground. And then when I come back, I push more into the ground to use my glute to bring me back. We'll do one more. Good. So we do 5 second holds, 5 of those. The next one here, as you come forward, you let that leg come up. So I'm lifting the foot off the ground. So as I reach forward, lifting the foot up, holding for 5 seconds, and back across. You can try this with the other arm out to the side there too, lifting that back leg, and come back. You may find you start to cramp in here, because this muscle's never been in this position to do this exercise. So you get a foam roller, lacrosse ball, and you really foam roll and wipe out the tension on this side. It generally gets that settled pretty quick. The last one I want to do is lift the whole leg off the ground, swing it around, just really slow to straight, and then place the leg back down. So when I come off the ground here, I'm aiming to lift the whole leg off at the same time, keeping it off the ground, nice and slow, sit up straight, and slowly come back, and then place it down. We work on that routine, 5 reps for everything, and definitely do both sides, and it's worthwhile going through that one more time after that too. So it's giving you strength in the new range of motion. So if you do static stretching where you're just holding a stretch, it'll open, and then the next day you go to stretch again. It's almost like you didn't do any work on it. You didn't hold the stretch. So this kind of loaded stretching, active range of motion stretching, gives the joints a feeling of contraction in a new stretch position that hasn't been before. And because it has that, the nervous system gives access to that flexibility to stay for longer. So if I'm going to do your next session the next day, you're not going back to the start all the time. You're actually, sometimes it's like you're starting where your previous session left off, where it finished off. Okay, so good luck with this. Daily is very useful for this one. Takes about 10 minutes to do, and very, very effective for the mobility of your hips. Good luck.